Hello and welcome back, all you wonderful people, my viewers. It's episode 4 of Kerbal Space Problem. At the end of the previous episode, I asked you what to do in this episode, and there was a total of one vote saying do space stations. So that's what we're gonna do. Space stations. We need docking ports for that. There's really no other way. So let's see. Where could we find that? If I was to guess, it's this one. The advanced construction. Because that kind of makes sense. Yes, it was. I didn't look that up. Really. That was a lucky guess. And that means we wasted no science. Alright, now we have docking parts. And is... Wait a minute. Can I put around? These are not the tiny ones, right? No, they aren't. Alright, now we can start putting stations around various objects in this universe. We're obviously gonna start at Kerbin. But first, we still have this ship. Unique coil. Jebediah is trapped in there. He can't land, really, because this craft, you'll see in a sec, it has no parachute. It used to have 16 parachutes, but now it has none, and these engines are way too weak to give us landing conditions, to slow us enough to be able to land, so he's stuck here, and we need to save him, and we need to hurry, because he is intersecting Moon's orbit here, and eventually, as he goes around a couple times, he'll encounter Moon and probably crash in it or get into a very weird orbit. And I think this relatively small rocket is gonna be enough to do just that. All we really need to do is get into orbit and deorbit ourselves. The rest we're gonna do with that other craft. Let's get this guy off. Oh no, he's in slow motion. This is gonna take forever. RCS... Or... No, I always say RCS. It's not an RCS pack, it's an EVA pack. Alright, you get lost. And now we're gonna drive using this module here. The unmanned... Hey, we're accelerating pretty fast. I don't think I need the main engine. This, whatever it's called, stay Sputnik. He's gonna give us the controls, and then when we get Jebediah, he's gonna sit in here, and then he's gonna control it if we run out of electricity. And we're accelerating like crazy. I didn't expect this. These solid rocket boosters are really efficient. Probably because this is a very light rocket, and there's 3 of them. And now when we drop this, I expect it to be even more efficient, because we dropped a bunch of fuel. Or rather, we dropped a bunch of weight, not fuel. Would you look at that, we managed to get out of the thick part of the atmosphere without even having to turn on our main engine. That's pretty impressive. And that's about it, we're scraping out of the atmosphere. We're almost out of atmosphere, but let's start burning already. To get ourselves into orbit, because I'm afraid this fuel is not nearly gonna be enough, and that small engine, well, it's not the most efficient thing in the world. Oh, did I just say efficient? No, it is pretty efficient, but it's not very powerful, so it's... even if we have enough fuel, it might not be converting fuel into speed, into delta V, to get us into orbit. This is increasing though, so I think we can wait a bit, and like throttle down or cut out the throttle and wait. And there's a periapsis. We have made it. Ooh, just in time. Well, not just in time, it would be just in time if this was like here, but... it's coming in pretty fast, let's switch to it. Oh, the music did a weird thing there. Where is the craft? It's invisible. Am I in it? Oh. For some reason it was very zoomed out. Alright. We have to wait for the periapsis anyway, so let's do that. In fact, we could do some aero braking to lower that huge apoapsis. Yeah, let's do that instead. Let's not waste our engine fuel. Where do we need to burn to do that? Throttle up fully, and engine number 1 does nothing apparently. Oh no, that increases our periapsis. No, I don't want to do that. I definitely don't want to do that. Both engines, that does nothing. Was that a moon encounter? It must have been. Almost in atmosphere. Let's have a low throttle. Alright, we're quite well in atmosphere. But that's a huge periapsis. Let's do something more like 35? Maybe? We'll see how it goes. Oh look, Minmus. Even though my screen resolution is so low, I can still spot it pretty well whenever it's on my screen. Well, I don't know how often. I actually spot it when it is on my screen, because when I don't spot it, I don't even know I didn't spot it, but still, it feels like quite often that I do spot it. I'm just rambling now. And we're burning! Our orbit is getting lower and lower. we're not allowed to enter the atmosphere with that part, because then we're not gonna get back out of the atmosphere, and we're just gonna land, and we can't land with this. It has no parachute. So I think we've done a pretty good job. We're pretty spot on. Like, we're gonna stop the apoapsis around here somewhere, and that's pretty accurate. I didn't quite go as far as I expected it to, because the atmosphere is so thin at the upper layers, it doesn't have much effect, but still, this is a lot better than doing everything by hand, or by engines. Now let's time warp to the apoapsis, and we're even facing the correct direction. Oh hey, look, we can look at Kerbal. That's the wrong engine, I think. It's so nice having dual engines. Whoa, don't go too high now. Actually, yes, do go pretty high, because we'll have to rendezvous with that, and we're not at the best position for that. Do something like that, and time warp to the periapsis. Now switch the engine we are using. Actually, no, that was the correct engine. There we go. That's pretty good. Now we have to just time warp until they're pretty close together to so they're able to rendezvous. Wait a minute, I just realized there's something I haven't thought about really. Oh hey, Minimus again. If we move Jabba from here to that craft and then deorbit that, this is gonna stay in orbit and it's gonna bug me. So I think we could potentially deorbit this and that at the same time, and while they're falling towards the planet, move Jabba to the other one. For some reason, whenever I focus a craft, I start out super zoomed out. Here it is. I've decided to bring this up to there, and then kinda join them together. We can't really join them because we don't have docking on these two. We have docking already, but we don't have them on these two crafts. So we're just gonna have to keep them close, and that's it. That's pretty close here. A bit like that. 8.3. Can we bring this up so it keeps displaying on our screens? Just like a periapsis? No, I don't think so. I don't think we're able to do that. Alright, we can do the rest by hand anyway, when we're actually burning. The estimated burn is nothing, so that's wrong. Alright, let's see what it actually is. Yeah, it is about nothing, but it's not exactly nothing. We don't even need the maneuver anymore. Let's see what an encounter we can get. Or rather, this is not an encounter, this is the closest approach. Get it very low. Whoops. Now switch the engine. Oh no, that's the other spacecraft. We have to turn this one around. I should have been more careful. Although it turns very well, I just noticed. It turns like within a second. That, I think... This difference is just because of the ascending and the descending node. Let's skip to there. I'm correcting that right now. 5, 4, third one, and 0. Alright, what's that now? It didn't change much really, I expected it to change quite a bit. Oh, we're so close. It's telling me that the closest approach, or the intersection, is there, but I'm still gonna stay here, because it seems like it's getting away. Yeah, it is getting away, in a matter of fact. So let's turn towards it. Luckily there's a marker here, which tells me in what direction it is. This wasn't a perfect rendezvous, like I haven't done rendezvousing in quite a while, so you'll have to excuse me about that, but it wasn't terrible. Oh, I can see it already, it's blinking, I can see Minimus too, but it's getting closer very fast, very fast. Let's correct our direction, so we're going directly towards it. I don't want to crash into it, but the chances for that are minimalistic. Alright, now let's slow down, kind of. We're actually close enough already, but still, let's get closer. Alright, now don't crash. And we're going the opposite way. What am I doing? Stop moving relative to it. No, I'm moving that way. I'd really need RCS to do this, but I guess it doesn't really matter if I'm moving relative to it, at least. As long as it's not super high speeds, it's okay. Now let's switch to that. We're not gonna take Jabba out just yet. We first want to get both of these into a deorbitation trajectories. So I just made that word up. It's not really a scientific term. Which engine? This engine. Let's go, but not too fast, because it has to catch up. And switch. Where is it? That fire. Wait for me! Set a target. Come on. Set a target. Alright, I'm moving that way relative to it. I don't want to move at all relative to it. In fact, I want to move towards it. Actually, this was pretty good. This is pretty acceptable. Now, what's our periapsis? Ooh, we have a long ways to go. Alright, let's brake. So that direction. Wait a minute, what am I doing? Did I just go the wrong direction? Did I increase the periapsis? I think I just did. Because to deorbit ourselves we have to... Oh no, I see what the problem is. Yeah, it's perfect. I went the correct way. Now switch and catch up. Let's set it as our target. We're moving away. Now we're moving towards it. Let's move directly towards it. No, that was too far. Oh. And we are deorbiting ourselves. There is no periapsis. Now we have to get there quick. X. Switch the engines. Whoa! This is not gonna be good. Let's switch the curve. This one has better mobility. And where's that thing? It's floating away in space. Now this one is deorbited as well. We're still not moving towards it. Now we are. Now we're definitely moving towards it. That's too slow, in fact. We're gonna get to the atmosphere before they reach each other, so let's speed up even more. No, let's not forget to brake at the correct moment. No, I think I missed it. Whoa, no, I didn't miss it. I definitely didn't miss it. I'm right here. Alright, they're not moving relative to each other. Let's... no, I'm changing the perspective. Let's take Jebediah out. Let's get him to the other craft quickly. Although, I think we have a bunch of time left. And this is going slowly. Grab! Alright, now go to here. Board. And now you're in the correct line. I guess let's choose the Jebediah way. Tooth. Haha, we have a cyan marker. A cyan trajectory. Let's time warp to that sphere. And we are here. From what I've learned, I know that those two other crafts are gonna disappear at one point, because since I'm not focused on them and they're falling towards the ground, the game thinks I'm considering them debris. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm actually burning, but those two things aren't. See, they kept the same trajectory. So that's pretty weird. And they're gone, and it seems like we are landing in the middle of nowhere. I have no idea what this is, where we're landing. If it's water or land. Seems like water from here, actually. It's kind of rendering as I'm getting closer, even though it's completely dark. Hey, look, what is that thing? What's going across? It's a piece of debris. Oh, what's that huge lump of unique coil debris? Huh. Now we're getting pretty close. We should probably open the parachutes. Goodbye, breeze. And... Sir Jebediah, the bravest Kerbal there's ever been, you are officially saved. And recovered. So it turns out that spent most of our episode and we only have like 10 minutes of time left. It's definitely worth it to have Jebediah Kerbal back, but still now we won't have much time to do space station stuff. And here it is, our first space station. Oh, I forgot to name it, give me a sec. Alright, as you can see it has a bunch of electricity, a bunch of RCS, a bunch of fuel for any craft that comes by, so they can refuel and resupply all those things. It has 4 docking ports here, turned the opposite direction, and they're all facing the same direction, so we can turn it in a way where they're all facing north, and that makes it a lot easier to dock things to it. Has 4 solar panels here at the outside, so if it's facing north, one of these is always going to be illuminated by the sun. And here are all the stages that are required to get this into orbit. I've actually done it already. I brought it into orbit. After a couple of tries I managed to make it possible, but now I'm doing it again just so you can see how it's done, because it's pretty cool. So here we are at the launch pad. Check this out. Ooh, very weird indeed. Alright, so we're going through the ground apparently. The flag is wrong again, as always, even though I did set it to what I want before I clicked launch. But let's go. We're about to activate the next stage. This stage has 6 engines and they're not quite powerful enough to keep us up to speed, as we're too heavy, but eventually we'll use up enough fuel that we'll be light enough that we'll start accelerating. We're at the border and we're accelerating. Now drop these because they're empty. Now definitely stay at full throttle because these engines are not nearly enough to carry all this weight, and we have to use up most of this fuel probably to start accelerating at all. And here is our gravity turn off SAS, so it's, and turn on caps lock so it's smoother and less wobbly. There's Minmus. And this is kind of the direction we want to be facing. Now these engines are very weak, see what they're doing? The apoapsis is very close to us. They're barely able to keep us from falling back on the planet. But they are keeping us from falling back on the planet, so that's good. Even though our apoapsis should be like around here by now. The next stage here is a lot more powerful. Even though the engines are the same, the weight that we need to carry is a lot lower, so they're gonna fix this problem. And that's it. Now this stage is pretty complicated. It's connected to the final stage, or the station itself. This fuel we have here, it's not gonna be at the station by default. We're actually gonna use it up in this with these engines here. See, they're gonna use up this fuel first, and then we have to wait just a bit. Well, we should probably turn a little more upwards, otherwise we're never gonna get out of the atmosphere. Oh, the breeze. We just need to turn off our engines, and then we'll be able to transfer this fuel into here. Huh. We kinda ran out. I didn't expect that, so let's just put it in here. Like this. Alright, now we have some fuel to work with. And let's at least try to get out of the atmosphere with this. We're almost there, and we're outside. Now we have time to, yeah, there's still fuel in there, to transfer these to here. And these to here. Now I'm gonna use up as much fuel as I have in here for a very particular reason. Alright, that's about it. Oh no, I have a periapsis, I didn't want to do that. I spent too much fuel there. I have to brake now and waste fuel. Close enough. Now let's turn the direction we are going. Let's transfer this into here. And this as well. Alright, now what we have done is we made it possible to decouple that and also decouple that. And now let's get into orbit. Wait a minute, we are in orbit already, aren't we? Yeah, let's wait for the FFs. But we dropped all of the debris we're gonna leave behind in a trajectory which lands back on Kerbal, so those are gonna get deleted when they get low enough. And we are at our apoapsis of 120. Let's circularize our orbit, that's hard to say. Alright, and now, how much fuel do we have left? All we need to do at this point is deorbit these engines, because we don't need that part. There's a decoupler here, and there's I can't pronounce that. There's an octo here, so we can control this as it lands, as it crashes. Alright, I did a bit more of orbit circularization. Hey Minmus, let's transfer this now. Most of the fuel we can just throw away. Or, no, it's actually the opposite. We can save most of the fuel, because what we're transferring to here we're actually saving. And that's actually about right, an entire tank, and it's very accurate. Liquid fuel and oxidizer, we have the same of those right now, so that's really efficient. I like that. It's nice how it turned out. Now let's see if this has any power. It does. Let's drop it and switch to it, and this is going the other way around. Goodbye. No, we don't feel like watching this land, so let's switch to there. Like this. No. Alright. Where is it? Switch to. And the other piece is just gonna get deleted when it gets low enough, like 23,000 is I think where they get deleted. Now let's turn this north. I'm trying all the wrong directions, just not the north. It's pretty wobbly, it seems, but I'm happy that I managed to get it into orbit with no struts. Like, obviously there are no struts holding this together, but there are also absolutely no remainings of struts. Like, if you connect this to the rest of the rocket, the rest which gets thrown off with a strut, then there is going to be some remain here, and I think that's considered a part, and it needs to be rendered by itself, and yeah, it causes a bit of lag. Just a little bit, but I'm OCD enough that I wanted to avoid that. Now what we have to do is rename this to... or not rename, change it to a station. Yay. And now if we look in the map, we have a station here. And if I planned this correctly, we should have a beautiful sunrise. Ah, I missed it. It was down there. Anyway, it was a sunrise. Seen through the window. Almost. No, what am I doing? Now let's turn this upwards again. Wrong. Right here. A sunset is a lot easier to achieve. We should see one in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And... no, I didn't time that correctly. Apparently we can see the sun through Kerbal, and there it's setting. We can see a bit of the sun still, because that's probably a glitch, but the sun has set and we've seen it. Why am I always clicking that instead of going to this view? And now we have to turn up. And again, I don't know which way is north. Alright, I need a compass. And that also gives us an opportunity to test our lights. Yay. Looks pretty nice. It will probably illuminate anything that docks here pretty well. That's about it for this episode. We saved Jebediah and brought him back to space again. And the episode length couldn't have turned out better than it has. I'm very happy with it. Like 22 minutes to 24 minutes is what I usually aim for, and it's exactly what happened here. So the next episode we will probably first resupply these, well, that one's full. The rest of these fuel tanks will bring something into orbit that has that much fuel and dock here, transfer it to here. And then we might do one or a couple expeditions to other bodies like Minmus or the Moon. Even the Moon we haven't done everything with that we can. And we're of course gonna take advantage of this station here to resupply and whatnot. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you again next time.